Out for an evening stroll, Hunter? Nice to see you again as well. I know how fast your reflexes are, and if you were going to shoot me, you would have done it by now. I must have caught you in a good mood. You knew I would come. How? I will never have enough of you. I remember those words, spoken so many years ago. After all this time, you remain the only one who's ever truly known me. What do I want? A thought came to me as I passed one of the villages. I saw the candles in the windows and smelled the cloves and pine on the breeze. It's the winter solstice, is it not? A time of reflection, of finding the calm and the comfort in the eye of a freezing blizzard. A time to be with those dearest to you. And I suppose there's a little sentimentality lingering in my long dead heart. I know you care nothing for me anymore, and I will leave if you so desire. But I wanted to see what kind of person you've become in Velsvania's golden age. I didn't think it possible you could look even more gorgeous than you did when you were my guest. But it's good to see that the years have been kind. What do I know about you? Oh, a little of this and a little of that. From the scraps of knowledge I gathered, the witches and wolves have treated you very well, offering everything you could have ever wanted. A share of my castle's riches, a taste of the power distilled from the blue roses, a piece of a kingdom to call your own. And you refused it all, choosing instead to use their boons to ensure the safety of your loved ones, and then returning to this humble cabin, resuming the life you had before. I shouldn't have assumed anything less. After all, you cared little for the opulence of my castle. I saw you sometimes, on those moonless nights, lurking in the shadows, sprinting through the woods, your blood racing with adrenaline and unapologetic pleasure. And I knew all you ever wanted was to continue the hunt. Oh, don't you fear. I kept a respectful distance, as I knew you didn't wish to see me again. Not right yet, anyway. I asked the ravens and bats, still loyal to me, to seek you out every once in a while, that's all. I managed to catch glimpses through their eyes. I saw you mature, hone your skills, become an even stronger, fiercer weapon than the recklessly optimistic hunter who once barged through my front doors. I will not lie, I rather enjoyed watching you hunt down the little monsters the Vampire King sent to test the new rulers. I will give Shiloh credit where it is due. She knows how to protect her domain, and I am yet to hear of any further attacks from the Vampire King. You have helped to protect this vast, beautiful kingdom for 10 long years. and I've watched in silence for the past 3. I needed to disappear for a while, to make sure the witches and wolves couldn't find me. What have I been up to this past decade? I have not forgotten that subtle glint in your eyes, sweet hunter. What you are really asking is, who have I killed in the past 10 years? Whose lives have I ruined? What is my great, complicated revenge plan? I fled to the mountains and fed off rats and goats for the first few years, then began to make my way back to the woods, taking what I need to survive and staying out of sight for the most part. I see your other hand lingering upon your sword. It's evident you don't want me here, and I think I've overstayed my welcome, so I will bid you good evening. Wait. Wait for what? My back is turned to you. I know you're armed to the teeth with stakes, silver, and holy water. If you're going to stab me in the back, again, now's the time. Otherwise, I will take my leave, and you may continue your evening in peace. What did you say? Yes. Some tea would be wonderful. May I sit there? On the rug by the fireplace. Truth be told, I'm soaked to the bone from flying through the storm outside. I can finally take this cloak off. That's better. Thank you. And of course, you take your seat in the armchair next to the fire, with your crossbow pointed straight at my heart. You broke free of my influence many, many years ago, but do whatever you need to make yourself feel comfortable in my presence. It is your home, after all. Thank you for letting me have this moment, for your unexpected hospitality towards me after all this time, after all that I have done. I know you won't believe me, but I haven't hurt a soul in the past 10 years. At least no one who didn't deserve what was coming to them. While the blood of the hateful leaves a foul aftertaste, the lack of guilt I'd feel after I'd finished draining them was a liberating experience. This tea is very good. What? Did you really expect me to live solely off animal blood for the rest of my nights? I may have fallen from my once noble position, but I still have standards. I see your furrowed brow, and you know as well as I that I don't claim to be a good person. I'm seldom even a halfway decent person. I'm selfish and sometimes cruel, but I keep on surviving. Your betrayal, while it hurt more than I could ever imagine, it ended up setting me free from the responsibilities I was chained by. I am no longer an active member of the vampire court, and while I miss the velvet and jewels, I am no longer obligated to take part in their dance macabre, their cruel rituals and traditions. But I did take the lives of mortals to keep my strength up. If it helps you feel any better, no one mourned their passings, and those around them were all the better for it, now that a blight had been removed from their lives. akin to how my presence was banished from your life, and it appears as though you've thrived, becoming all the more powerful, fearsome, and protective of the common folk. But there is one thing I noticed. 10 years have passed, and you have not married. Just a glance around this hunting cabin, and I see only one side of the lounge has been used. One plate, one wine glass. After the Umbra uprising and my fall from nobility, you didn't love again. You have only become all the more rugged and alluring over time. I know for certain there are many who are quite in love with you. So, and forgive me for such a personal question, but why didn't you welcome another into your bed? I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I want to make sure I heard you correctly. No one else compared to me. I do not know what to say. Don't tell me you missed me. Do not mock me. Do not say that you missed me when all you really desire is to end my existence once and for all, to finish what you started that night 10 years ago. This piece of wood, burning with embers from the hearth, the point of it pressed to my skin. If you want to end me, do it now. For I cannot bear another night of loneliness, and if I am to die, I want it to be by your hands. But if that burning light in your eyes means what I hope it means, then throw down that crossbow and kiss me like you missed me. Yes, I have missed you too, my dearest love. Please. Your hands remember exactly where to touch me. Such a good little lover you were. All right. I will not tease you with talk of what once was, of the way I hurt you, and took pleasure in doing terrible things. I do not care what happens when the sun rises. I will leave my fate in your hands. When this night is over, I will be forced to sleep. Cast open those curtains, and I will burn to ash. Or throw these furs over me, and be my protector. But all I want is one night in your arms, my love. Make my freezing skin warm with lust once more. For the first time in a decade, I want to feel something again. One last thing, before I let you tear away these tattered rags. My name was taken from a book I read a long time ago. It was a name half remembered from an entity that lived out in the forests and was unseen but ever present in the world of the written word. After we vampires are embraced by our sires, many of us cast away our mortal names and adopt new ones, fitting the mantle and persona that we wish to embody. I took liberties from that name for the power that it held, to help me rise to the ranks of the vampire nobility. But I do not want that name to pass your lips ever again. Press me deeper into the furs we lie upon, my love. If you trust me, if you love me, even half as much as I love you, let me whisper my true name into your ear. My real name is Evelyn von Dunajou. Please, let me hear you say it. Again. 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 Perfection. I want to hear my true name fall from your lips again and again until the night is over. You say it with such sweetness and warmth. You have no idea how much I missed you, my dearest. Tonight is a night where loved ones hold each other close to keep away the cold. I do not know if there is any love in your heart for me, but just for tonight, please, look at me and love me like the woman I once was, and not the Countess that I became. Happy winter solstice, my beloved hunter.